Obviously, diesel. That's where all the food comes from. If there's no diesel or a minimal amount of diesel, because I doubt there would be like zero diesel, but a very minimal amount of diesel, then that would mean that the demand would skyrocket. Which when the demand skyrockets in the market, that translates to increased prices, and I'm talking about insane. Like if we're talking about like I've seen other third world countries, and these people wait, and I'm not even bullshitting. I'm not exaggerating. People will wait in their cars for days just to get a tank of gas, and it's outrageous prices. Like yo, it could be like $10 a gallon, and people would just do it, and not even for a full tank of gas, just for like 3 tanks, just so you could drive, wherever they could go, maybe a little bit further to get food or whatever it is. It controls the food prices directly. Gas is directly connected to food prices. Then, as well, I don't know people how many people actually consider this, but diesel trucks transport our regular gas. Like they go to the gas stations and pump those gas stations with regular gas for other vehicles. So, I've been talking about this for a long time, but the people at the job and stuff like that, but people don't give a fuck. And you may even feel that way too when you be talking to people about finance, how people just don't give a fuck. And you know this thing, and you just want people to be prepared as well as possible. Um, but now people are listening to me now. But it's definitely not doomsday with me all the time. I've actually been saying the same thing the whole time, that with the gas. I was like, if we run out of these reserves that Biden is using, we are totally fucked. We are totally fucked if we run out, and that is pretty much where we're at now. We are we are at the end of those reserves with diesel. So I expected it to be all gas, but right now it's basically just diesel, which is enough. It will be a total economic collapse. But like I said, and I don't know if I said it in my status, short of a miracle. So I don't want to say 100% this is gonna happen. But right now, since they not changing course, it is the most likely thing to happen. And that is like mind blowing. Nobody's even talking about it. Not the news. Nobody's talking about it. And I'm like, bro, nobody is really talking about this. This is like they trying to keep it under wraps or something like that. But the best solution is 30 to 90 days. What I would be doing, and that's the only advice I can give you, is what I would be doing if I was living in the city, is I would be starting to grow microgreens. Microgreens, and I get a strap. Those are the two mandatory things that I would be getting. And then thinking about how to collect water, whether it be a poncho, plastic, because those things are inexpensive. And even if nothing happened in 30 to 90 days, they did something, I don't know, they did something to change it around, but they're doing it on purpose, but whatever. Those are the three things I would do. Me, I've been preparing. I have been preparing this whole time. I've been working my ass off preparing, bro. And I still feel like I'm not prepared enough. And I live in a country, so we will fare off better than people in the city, because should this happen, and I almost don't want to believe it, should this happen, it will be like something out the fucking purge, because especially in the first world country, because like I said before, people do not understand, Americans do not understand what it is like to live in a third world country. They don't even comprehend that this place, America, can turn into a third world country by economic collapse. They don't even comprehend it because it hasn't happened in 200-300 years. So they like, that would never happen here, bro. Come on, bro. This complete and utter denial. So once you get people that have lived in this high standard of living and they don't even know it, something as simple as hot water that you could just get in your crib just by turning it on. People in a lot of countries, 75% of the world is in poverty. We're lucky to be in America. So imagine no more hot water. Especially if we lucky too that we in Florida. Imagine being in New York and you run out of fucking gas. because diesel is also what powers electricity. So that's a whole nother story. So I'm thinking about those people too. But anyways, that's what I would be doing. Microgreens because they're very easy to grow. This is like just the baseline. Like this is what I'll be doing. Baseline, get that right, and then I'll be going to the next level. But that has to be the baseline. I need the microgreens because that's gonna sustain me. If I get a little bit of these, I can sustain through the day, and they grow really fast. Like 30 days, they'll grow. Um, Water, like a poncho, something like that, something to collect it in, something to catch it, something to collect it. Boom. Now I got food and water. And then I got something to protect myself because people in the city are going to act a motherfucking fool. They already acting a fool now without shortages. Imagine what they would do when it's time to eat.